you've been giving out some life lessons over the last couple of years. The source of comedy at its best, I often think, is personal experience. And you've been very open because Rob van Vuuren's had a challenging few years, and you've taken some really personal stuff and turned it into some brilliant comedy, but stuff that also has the occasional moist eye.
Yeah, look, certainly for me, I like to draw on personal experience for my comedy. I've always believed that what can set stand-up comedy aside is a unique personal perspective. And if you get like an insight into that comedian's perspective and their experience, and you can tell when they're being honest or not. And I think we've all, over the last 2.5 years, been through hell. And I think we can relate to each other's experiences. Yeah, so I don't think I went through more than other people,
well,
but I
don't know. Your list is...
I went through a couple of huge life-changing events through the course of a global pandemic. My family got hijacked while we were doing a book reading and giveaway in Gugulethu with my then 10-year-old daughter in the car, which was extremely traumatic. My marriage came to an end. We separated after 13 years of marriage, very amicably with a lot of love and compassion, but obviously a traumatic, difficult process. I did a gig at one stage where someone was literally murdered. I did online comedy, which was probably the worst of all of those things. And yeah, a lot of kind of a real kind of personal, deep journey of trying to find healing and grace through all of that. And one of the ways in which I guess I was able to process is through comedy, is through having a sense of humor. I think as South Africans, we just tend to have an incredible sense of humor, and we're incredibly resilient because of the perspective we can throw on things. And despite how difficult the last 2.5 years have been for me, it's also been a real gift. And I'm in a much better place, ironically, now than I was pre-COVID. And I think a lot of those traumas helped me deal with a lot of my own stuff, and the relationships in my life are actually better off for it, weirdly enough. So yeah, I think on one level it's, you know, me doing comedy to help process the trauma, but on another level it's also to speak to the people out there who've also been through a rough time and say, you know, these traumatic experiences can become very cathartic and healing, and we can grow from them. And I'm in a really good space despite it all, so I just wanted to share that with other South Africans.